Good morning. Welcome to day number 2 of my classroom setup vlog. My name is Cami. I am a 3rd grade teacher in Illinois, and this is not my classroom. This is my car. Before I go to school today, I have to go let out my mother-in-law's dogs. And of course, that's the perfect excuse to go to Starbucks on my way. So I'm going to head down there. But I wanted to chat real quick about, sorry, I had to say hi to my neighbor. I wanted to chat about kind of what my plans are for the day and like a reflection of yesterday. So I kind of mentioned it already, but I was mind blown by how quickly setup went yesterday. In my mind, I don't know why, but it was gonna take me forever to get everything set up. But like, all my furniture's done, and that's like the hefty part. Like, the rest of it is just organizing, and I can do that really easy. So basically, yes, oops. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness, I'm not a professional. Ugh. Basically yesterday, I set up all the furniture and got things arranged the way that I wanted them. And so my goal for today is to finish clearing off those shelves under the windows. I want that top shelf completely cleared off, and the stuff like on the bottom, I want that only to be the things that are actually going to live there. I think that that's going to get rid of a lot of like the clutter and put things back where they are. One of the things that I'm not going to tackle today, maybe, who knows, I might feel wild and just do everything, is finishing the library. So basically what happened, here's a little bit of context. Last May, when I was packing up, I was told by the teachers, hey, you do not have to take the books off of your bookshelves, just wrap it up in plastic. And I was like, okay, cool, sounds good, that's easy peasy. Then on the very last day, I was about to like walk out, and the custodian has to come in to like check to make sure everything's good. And the head custodian was like, hey, you have to take all these books off the shelves because we have to move the bookshelves and they're way too heavy with books on them. It's like, oh, okay. Which, it makes sense. I completely get why they do that. It would be miserable to move those shelves without books on them. So I spent the next, I don't know, 3 hours taking every single book off of my bookshelf and moving it over to the window shelves. And the reason it took so long is while I was doing it, I was like, well, I have a lot of books that I don't want, and I didn't have room for them, like physically on that window shelf. There was not enough room for all the books. And so we have like a donation pile where basically if I have stuff I don't want from my room, I put it on this table in the teacher's lounge, and then it's free game and other people can come through and get whatever they want. So I moved not hundreds, probably like 100 books. And these were books that like were published. I had one, I think the oldest one I found was published in like 1974. It's 2024 right now, so can do the math on that one. But it was just really old books that I felt like were making the library so full that... All right, we are back in the classroom. I forgot how much we got done yesterday. So it looks the same. Obviously, I haven't done anything yet. Let's see if I can prop you up here. There we go. Okay, so the main thing that I'm going to try to get done today, like I just said in the last clip, is clearing off this shelf. a lot of that is the library, which is what you're currently sitting on right now. So let me turn you so you can kind of see. So this area is my library with these 3 shelves. What I did last year was this tall black one was all nonfiction. This was series because it has kind of cubby holes. I inherited this from the previous teacher. So each cubby was a series. And then this white one was just like other fiction books. So with how many books I got rid of, that's not straight. I don't know what's gonna work best this year. So I'm gonna play around with it, but I'm not gonna go fanatical about it because I'm thinking tomorrow maybe will be when I like really try to get the library set up. It is Friday, July 12th. It is a hot day here in Illinois, and that's why I'm inside. I was gonna go swimming today, and then it was like too hot to even be outside. I was like, forget it. I'm just gonna go to my classroom. So I'm gonna put on a time lapse and clear off that top shelf. Let's go. I'm hitting a wall. Here's the deal. I don't want to move all of the library books because I have a feeling I'm just going to be moving them again. I don't want to just like put them, sorry, I'm trying to find a good spot for you. I don't just want to put them in a spot, just then have to take them all off again and put them all back on again. That seems like more work, and I'd rather just put them somewhere once. But that's also taking up a huge section of this top shelf. Another issue I'm facing is, so the shelf you're on, and then the shelf below it, and the 2 to the side of it, that's all going to be art bins. So I think my first step, I just need to clear off these bottom ones so that I can put stuff on them. But where did those Legos come from? Let me show you. I have this big thing of Legos and that, which I know were in this room because they're indoor recess toys. But I don't know why they're out. Like, I don't know why they aren't with the other indoor recess toys over there. Because they definitely fit over there at some point because that's where the indoor recess toys were. So I'm trying to figure out like where they were at. Why are they out? So I think what I'm gonna do is this shelf is all stuff that goes on the whiteboard or on my desk. So I think I'm gonna do that. Then I'll be able to move these white bins to where they need to go. These bins down here all go on my big black shelf. So I think maybe that needs to be my first step, is to move, ooh, sorry, that's wiggly, to put all of the stuff underneath, like on those shelves, where they actually belong. I think that'll be a better course of action. So let's do that. It's killing me that all this stuff is up there, but I really don't want to put the whole library away just to change it. So let's do this instead. Okay, so things we've done. Got all the art bins where they're supposed to be. You just saw that in the last clip. Now my project is, they've turned the bells on, is the big black shelves behind me. Oh no, you can't see my face. Does that work? There we go. So I have a lot of stuff that goes in these big black shelves. It is a lot of like extra material, like stuff for me, like stationery stuff, extra pencils, extra highlighters. It's also anything that I don't necessarily want the kids to have access to constantly. But a lot of it is just like teacher supplies, like my Velcro dots, highlighters, Sharpies. Sharpies is a big one that I don't want the kids to have access to, so I hide it behind me. So the way I had it set up last year was okay, but I feel like I could use it a lot more effectively. Man, it's already looking so much better over on that window shelf. That's what I'm like facing right now, and it looks a lot better. But I want this part to look good. So what I already have over here, these are my standards displays. So if you see this big board over here, I don't know if you can see that well, it says, "What are we learning?" And then it has a little header for math, science, reading, social studies, writing, and art. So, oh my goodness, I cannot get this phone to stay up. I printed out a simplified version of each of the standards for 3rd grade. So this was using, I have the Miss Jacobs little learners pack. This is the boho plants vibes, something like that. And that's what my whole room is based off of. So thank you, Miss Jacobs, you're the best. These are her posters, and I have the copy of the actual standard, and then I just turned it into an I can statement. So I have these for all of the different subjects. So as we go through the lessons, I know, okay, we're doing our forces of motion unit. I need to hang up this one, and so on and so forth. And I have those for all of our standards. So that was a huge project that I did last summer because I didn't know what in the world you taught in 3rd grade. So this was more for me than it was for anything else. But then I had these beautiful posters that I get to hang up on my wall. So anyway, these stay here so that I remember to change them out. I also have Play-Doh in here. The Play-Doh does not live in there. It's just there for the summer. So those live there. This is just this is probably my most used bin. It's just different teacher supplies. I have Post-it notes, paper clips, staples, just stationery, stuff like that. And that lives around here. I like it to be in the one that's most accessible to me because I reach for that one constantly. And then let me turn it just a smidgen. You're on my water bottle right now, by the way. So this over here is my teacher's editions. So that's my math teacher's edition. I need to put my iReady stuff in there, all my writing stuff. Right now it's just math. So that's what we've got. Now this is a 5 by 5. So I have 25 squares. Look at that math, wow. You can tell I teach 3rd grade. So I have 25 spots to fill. I have a bunch of these bins. I have gray, and then I have white and black, and I just set them out. I know on the bottom, I like to put heavy stuff just to weigh the shelf down. So I put like all my Lysol wipes down there, extra Kleenexes, all of that lives down at the bottom. And then let me pick you up so I can show you. So I'm gonna turn you around. Okay, so this is all just extra teacher supplies. I have highlighters, pens, extra crayons, pencils, all that. This is all adhesive type stuff, so I have Velcro dots, magnets, tape, some task boxes apparently. Those aren't supposed to be in there. This is all of my cardstock and colored paper. And then these are my Scholastic magazines from last year that were just extras. These are posters that I want to hang up somewhere, but I don't know where yet. And I have hundreds, not hundreds, that's dramatic, a lot of them. These are all my Sharpies. So all of that stuff goes somewhere on these shelves. and that's what I'm gonna find out now and figure out where I want stuff to go, where, oopsie daisies, where it's most effective for me but still looks nice. That's the goal. We want it to be functional, but like, you spend so much time in your classroom, you want it to be organized and clean and cozy and somewhere where you're excited to be because you spend so much time here. If you hate your room, you're gonna be miserable the whole school year. So I'm going to find spots for all of those things. I'm getting tired. I have my drinky drink here, but I'm still becoming sleepy, which is bad. We go back to school, oh man, in exactly 1 month, I think. Let me check. Let me look in my calendar and see, what day do we actually go back? Okay, so yeah, Monday, August 12th is the first day of Teacher Institutes. That's the first day I'm required to be back in the room. August 13th is Teacher Institute, and then open house, meet the teacher in the evening. And then Wednesday, August 14th is the first day of school. Oh my goodness, that's so soon. That's like so quick to flip to in my planner. Wow, I need to get my sleep schedule back on track. Okay, enough yapping, I'm gonna put this stuff away. All right, this is what I have so far. It's not done and it's not perfect. There's not a single thing in any of those white bins. This is that adhesives bin, extra supplies, and cardstock. This top is probably how it will be, except, so if you see this one says best work folders, I actually got another stand for that. So I'll, like a long, skinny, like that, like a book bin for their best work folders. But I like how this looks, like with all 4 of those being the same, and then my puppy in the middle. So I don't know if I'll change that, we'll see. These weather icons are used during morning meeting. Whoever is the weather person for the day gets to choose the weather icon. And then this bin right here is like gifts, like, here, I'll show you. Don't mind me, I'm in a rolly chair. It is, oops, that was a weird zoom. All of like little stickers, pencils, stuff like that. So I am happy with that. I feel like that's good. I'm avoiding doing the library. I'll be honest. I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to move all the books over. It just does not seem fun right now. But I know once I do it, I'll feel so much better because then it will be out of the way. The other thing I have is my big closet over in the corner. That one. I forgot that I stuffed it full of stuff. Usually that is just for art supplies and extra manipulatives that don't fit on my little small group shelf. And it was so organized. It was beautiful, like spotless. And I deep cleaned it in April. And then in May, I stuffed it full of everything that I want, that like wouldn't go on the shelf. So now I kind of have to go through that and like put things back. And so much of it is just like, it's so weird, like resetting up a classroom because I'm not making any huge changes. All of the changes I'm making are organizational or curriculum based, but the physical room is staying the same. So it's so weird just trying to like be like, oh, I know I had this figured out at one point. What did I figure out? So I think I either need to choose between the library or that art cabinet. I don't really want to do either of them, to be honest. I want to do all the fun, cute stuff like name tags and like decorations and stuff like that. But we have to do the important stuff that's actually going to like matter a lot. And I know once I do it, I'll feel a lot better. I'm still puzzled by those Legos. Where do they go? Like, Maybe I just need to stack better. I don't know. I'm going to work on that now, so toodaloo, I'll check in just a minute. Okay, so I wanted to detail kind of what this closet is. So up at the top is all seasonal things, and that's good. I don't think any of that needs cleaned. Those are pencils for 100th day of school, Christmas, Halloween, Valentine's Day. It's a little scarecrow. This is kind of miscellaneous stuff. This doesn't go in here. So I can take that out. What is this? Bubbles. When did I get these? Sorry, this is all like kitchen stuff. This is my border. These are my bulletin boards for first and second semester. This paper comes out, and these timers are for my calm corner. This whole section, except for this and those pencils. Oops, what did I do? These all stay in here. This is just general art supplies. And then this down here has some random stuff, but this is kind of the random stuff spot. So I have like yarn, paint shirts. This doesn't live in here. Neither does this. I have ornaments for a craft we can do for Christmas. This is my desk fairy Twinkle. If they have a clean desk, they get Twinkle. I have beads. I have some extra boxes. So it's not as bad as I thought it was. This contact paper is for, I'll show you, this red table. So imagine this, but with this cute polka dot border. And it's a lot cuter. So this goes on here. Hi, guess who forgot to film for like the past 2 hours? It was me. I forgot to set my phone up and I got carried away and did a bunch of stuff. And now I'm kind of at like a standstill, like I can't do any more with the materials that I have here. So I'll kind of walk through and show you everything that we did. Okay, so up here, I can't remember if you saw this, but I got my black shelves pretty much set up. There are a small few tweaks I'm gonna make, but I'm happy with it. I glued on a couple of these affirmations that had fallen off. Got all the books over here, which was a huge task. Oops, completely forgot to show this. These are my instructional posters, and so I went through all those, organized them by topic. So I have our first 2 lessons that we do for math are over place value and telling time. So I put those posters up, and then I'm just gonna keep up my skip counting numbers all year. Under reading, I put up all my parts of speech posters. Those are all from Miss Jacobs' Little Learners on YouTube. I didn't do anything over here, I think. I got all of this cleaned off. So over here is where I'll put Kleenexes. All the kids are asked to bring Kleenexes for the first day. So this is gonna fill up all my wet wipes. This is the bin where we keep our headphones because we go to computers as a special. So I'm gonna remake that label. This lamp is working on finding a home. I organized all of this. This area is where I'm gonna keep my social studies manipulatives. All of this is cleared off, like I said. Art bins are all down there. I figured out how to get all the games in, so those are all good for indoor recess. here I hung up our, oopsie daisies, I hung up our jobs, got the calendar ready, put my display books up for August, got my podium, set up. Okay, don't mind the chaos. This is what my checklist looks like so far. So up here I have all the things I need to print and laminate. These are all the physical spaces, and when that space is completely done, then I get to X it off. These are the things I need to print or create, and these are just random things I need to do. And then down here, this whole part is my super detailed list. So like I was saying, I need to clean my calm corner stuff and clean my library stuff. I have a monstera that usually lives in this room that needs to be repotted. Just all kinds of stuff like that are like super, super detailed. So like set up my twinkly lights, make my waiting room with my clips. And some of the stuff like I won't be able to do for a while, like my schedule. I don't know the exact times for this year until we have our back to school meetings. But anyway, I feel like a lot of this is kind of like, I don't have the stuff to do it right now. So I'm debating if I should take this as a sign to be done for the day, or since I live on the same street as my school, I could just go home, grab my stuff, and come back up. Do I want to do that? I don't know. I kind of want to, but I also am practically done. I don't know. I'm having a hard time deciding. I think what I might do is take my to-do list home and do some of the computer work that I can get done at home. This is my AR goal getters thing, by the way. So it's AR, and then this spells out goal getters. And I just print out some little book icons. And then I'll do their names on something. I don't know what. Yeah. The other thing that I need to kind of like think through and just like, it's gonna be computer work, is for our classroom jobs. So last year I had 6 students, tiny, tiny class. So I had 6 classroom jobs and they would just filter through. So if you were classroom job A one week, the next week you were classroom job B. So everybody just always had a job. Well, I did not like all the classroom jobs. I had a couple that basically were nothing. At the beginning of the year, I had one that was messenger, and that was the person who's supposed to pick up the phone. But then I realized I don't want a kid picking up my phone for me, like not my cell phone, like the classroom phone. So I got rid of that job. What was another one? I can't remember it off the top of my head, but there are just a couple of jobs that I didn't want to have anymore. So I've narrowed it down to 4 classroom jobs. I have teacher's assistant, I have calendar and weather monitor, I have botanist, and I have electrician. I remember the other job. It was librarian, and the librarian was in charge of organizing the library. That came with 2 problems. First of all, we never had enough time, like in the day, for me to be like, all right, librarian, go clean the library. And then the second problem was I usually have like pillows and stuff over there. And rather than organizing the books, the librarian would usually just organize the pillows. So they just weren't quite ready for that job. So anyway, those are the jobs I have now for my classroom. And so I'm trying to figure out how to organize it so that, because there's 11 kids, 4 jobs, we're gonna filter through so everybody will do each job. But I don't know how to do it so that it's not like basically you have a job for 4 weeks straight and then you don't have a job for 7 weeks. So in my mind, if I make an Excel spreadsheet, somehow there will be a way to fix this on Excel. Excel is like the best thing ever in my mind, and I don't know how to use most of it. So I'm gonna go play around with that. I know it's probably a lot simpler than I'm making it, but I don't know. I need to write it out and work it out. The other thing I need to make a decision about. Okay, so my school does clip up, clip down. It's a school-wide thing. I don't get a say in it. So what we did last year, because I had friends who clip down quite often, was if you went the whole week without clipping down, you would get a Miss L book. And that was this. So I had a parent make these for me at the beginning of the year. So they look like this. They're super cute. She's like a graphic designer. So if you went the whole week without clipping down, you got a Miss L book. And then you could buy stuff from the Miss L store, which I showed you earlier. It's just like stickers and Scentsy pencils and stuff like that. So my problem this year is I only have a set number of Miss L bucks. And I know this looks like a lot, but if I'm giving out, say, like, even if, so last year I regularly would only give out 3 a week. And so even if this next class, still half of them clip up, half of them clip down, half of them don't, that's still me giving out 6 a week, which I don't have a problem with that. My issue is I feel like I'm going to run out of these. So here are my options. I can either attempt to scan and print these, or I just don't do Miss L bucks this year, which, I mean, if I don't do them this year, I never will, just because the next 2 upcoming classes are even bigger than this class that's coming in now. So I don't know. Part of me just wants to do it and set a limit, like you can't save up a ton because you have to spend them. But I don't know. I'm still debating on how I want to do that. I also think that I don't know. I have so many thoughts. This is the part of classroom setup that gets a little bit overwhelming, is the big stuff is done and it's just a million small things. And small things that you need to make decisions on and really think through. And I don't know, for me it's exhausting. Maybe other people really like it, but just like thinking of like all of these itty bitty teeny tiny things. And like, don't get me wrong, I love it. Like, I'm a teacher, I'm a detail oriented person, but at the same time, it's just like, it's a lot of just very minuscule choices, but there's so many of them. So I'm going to go home and I'll decide when I get there. If I'm feeling strong and powerful, I may bring some of my stuff up here, like my rug. I just have a couple bags of things. But I might feel like I don't want to carry stuff because it's really hot out. And so I may just stay home and do computer work. We'll see. All right. I feel like this vlog has been really long, so I'm not gonna lie this time. I will not include a second day in this. I don't know. We'll see when I'm editing. I'm gonna cut it off here. I'll update you guys if I do any more. But if this is the end, thank you for watching, and I'll see ya tomorrow.